Give me your first player to team fit from your most recent mock draft that you absolutely loved.
Why am I going to overthink it? It's Marvin Harrison Jr. going 4th overall to the Arizona Cardinals. Going 4th to the Cardinals may sound like low-hanging fruit, and yet if you look at their wide receiver depth chart right now, it screams, we need a wide receiver. They have a couple of intriguing young pieces. I know you're a fan of Michael Wilson and, Greg Dortch, who's been sort of a fantasy, every once in a while, he just kind of goes off when you need him most. They need a difference maker that we believe could be the best wide receiver on a very, very good offense. And Marvin Harrison Jr. is exactly that.
I think I saw Mel tweet this out. You guys just recently did a first draft episode on who is the top receiver in this draft class. To you, is it clearly Marvin Harrison at the top, or do you think there's an argument for Neighbors or even Rome Odunze, who I think is the guy that gets left out of the discussion far too often?
I think it's a conversation. The reality is that there are certain teams that play offense in a certain way that are going to prioritize the stuff that Neighbors does at an elite level, which specifically is run after the catch. I mean, he's as explosive as a player as there is in the entire draft, regardless of the position. And there are others who are going to say, we want the guy who is this big, physical, smooth, outstanding body control wide receiver like Marvin Harrison Jr. is, even if Neighbors is a bit superior after the catch. Like, I think Harrison is probably superior prior to the catch. But when we're talking about these two, if you're saying one is better than the other, I think of it really as like, okay, one guy's got a 98 grade, one guy's got a 97.5. I don't think that saying that Marvin Harrison Jr. is better than Malik Neighbors should be considered some sort of disparaging remark towards Neighbors. I have them as the 3rd and 4th best players overall, my entire board, with Rome Odunze at 6. So I don't know how many drafts I'll cover with 3 receivers in the top 6, but that tells you how special these 3 are, and they all get the job done in a very different way.
To me, these guys are all so close, and like, if you like this guy better than this guy, fine with me. I'm cool with that. Totally. Like, I think it's worth a discussion. But for Arizona specifically, why I like this pick so much is because you saw them throw Marquise Brown out in kind of a traditional X receiver role last year, and that's really not how I'd like him to be used. I can see it with Marvin Harrison in their offense.